Next up is Ines. Ines Pujos holds an MFA in poetry from NYU and lives in New York City. Their debut poetry collection, Something Dark to Shine In, was published a couple of months ago. No, how long has it been? 6 months ago from Sundress Publications. Their poems have appeared. Summer, sorry.
No, December.
Oh, December. So 3 months ago or 4.
It's been a long time.
Their poems have appeared in The Offing, Night Block, The Journal, Fog Machine, Salt Hill Press, Poor Claudia, Cosmonauts Avenue, Powder Keg, The Adouat, Day One, Bone Bouquet, Cimarron Review, Gulf Coast, Phantom, Hayden's Ferry, Puerto del Sol, and Verse Daily, among others.
All right, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. Okay, so I'll read a few poems from Something Dark to Shine In. Okay. Evie. 4 a.m. and all the windows are yawning. The baby pigeons remain hidden, and my radio is a hummingbird. There's no more honey left when it announces the head still missing of that pregnant woman in Queens, stabbed with a kitchen knife her husband held. I open the freezer and find Leslie's sleeping mask. Summer pushes my head further in beside a bag of frozen figs, a grapefruit, popsicles. No one will get this close without crawling inside, making a shed out of you. A New Frontier. A tiny black and white cattle dog runs alongside the plain, chasing down a Canadian goose. He's legendary in Michigan, and for the split seconds when the space between my vertebrae clenches and loosens, and we hit pavement, and we hit it hard, I thought it was you incarnated to dog. I would have guessed a monkey, a jaguar, an iguana, but never a sheep herder. He catches the goose before its neck and feet twist into propeller, its body a union of feather and metal gears. A man who taught me to write told me that I was the type of woman to laugh in the throat of death. I could kill by just looking at him. Feral and all, he told me I was what a woman should smell like. Could he smell the blood between my legs, caked on the sides, as I always forgot to change the pad? Let's be honest, I enjoyed bright turning rust. I still love blood and snow, it turns me on. Unlike my pad, the snow holds it in place, the air too cold to turn it into anything. Maman trained me to turn a key into a weapon and X'd all the spots that would take a man down to his knees. I was presented with rape as when rather than if. This new frontier is a littered landscape of hacked off nipples, the lips of cunts soft as apricots and left rotting under polished boots. Nothing can save us from violence. Unlike you, I don't ache to have children. They terrify me. They could rape or be raped or die, and then what? What do you do when you produce something that's broken and can't absorb it back into your being until it's healed? I lined my legs with pellets of honey. No bees stung. Nothing happened because I was the poacher. Guard down, out I went into the woods with a hunter. He wore a suede coat with fringes and turquoise beads, an inheritance of pipe smoke and cologne. He promised to take me to see a dead deer, eyes black with flies, sprawled out and belly hacked. I thought it could be you, so we trudged in knee-high snow. My nose dripped red dots along the trail. White on white is dizzying, and I confused the sky for ground, both heavy from holding the bones of the dead. I trailed behind the tan suede skin, further into the woods, and suddenly realized the space missing between my legs. My weight collapses the burrowed tunnels of squirrels. The hunter brings me to a circle of logs where you weren't there. No deer, no organs split out and held by snow, no flies or pus. Blood marking my face ugly. No trespassing. His hand smears red across my cheek. Trying to forage blush, he presses it further in, then turns to set down the suede coat. For a second, the wind swept into the sleeve, and the deer that was promised was there. He dragged me closer to it. All the wind had been knocked out. How heavy his hand rests on my shoulder. I pissed myself a little. Unarmed, I felt the weight of the falling snow. The hunter tells me that my eyes are turning. 10 years out, I come with green eyes. When raped, my eyes are large and hazel. 4 days afterwards. The hunter pulls my hand to his pulse. I can only hear mine. I wonder if he can smell my fear. Is that what makes me more of a woman? Does this make him crave honey and blood? Here I am presenting my throat to the hunter, the peeled skin of you, a deer waiting for my own blood to spill. I look down at my own makeshift trail of blood and run back to the main road. I hear the hunter yelling to stop. He wants me. Later, the hunter sits beside me, where I've built myself a fire. My hands don't warm. Our bodies are meant to keep close to the source. I'm too young to understand that it's just begun. There will be others who don't promise me a deer, who won't promise to be gentle, who don't promise the moon or leave a mark for belief even after I say no. There will be other hunters, and they will be thirstier, and they will push me down in a bed of snow, in a bed of sheets, in a bed of wooden floorboards and pallets. I will wake in winter after a 10-year sleep and find myself with legs bent and broken, my stomach intact, but my cunt ripped open and bleeding, a river as large as the Mississippi. My eyes turned balls of black flies. The bed doesn't let me sink further into the ground to join the other bones, to be later dug up by a black and white beast. Here, my bones are pierced with light, my head facing you, a hawk circling. Then, let's see. One more poem. Okay. Let's do Mellified Men. And sorry for those that came to the reading yesterday that heard this, but here it goes. The Mellified Men. There is a tribe of martyrs who are fed honey, nothing but raw gold for months. Their jaws sink into combs until their teeth grow twice the size, coated in wax. Bathe them in honey, their toenails turn pollen. Go ahead, you can kiss these feet. Watch the skin loosen from bones, too sweet for its own marrow, and how easily it pulls apart. Their kidneys churn out pellets of nectar in place of urine, and soon their knees to chest in a small wooden box dated with death and buried in shallow graves for 100 years. And they will then taste sweet to the tongue, and they will be confection and taken for remedy, a looming ache above the eyes, a bout of bruises and the seasonal colds. Imagine a gold finger wrapped and dangling on the neck of a child to cure a swollen tooth. Thank you.